Our discussion today is on the relationship between atomic number and mass number. Relationship between atomic number and mass number. Already you know, according to Bohr and Rutherford, that this is the structure of an atom. This is their own model of an atom. And in this model, you have three fundamental particles of atom arranged in this pattern. We have the protons and the neutrons inside the nucleus, while the electrons revolve around outside the nucleus in a part called quantum shell. If you look at this structure, you find out that these are the electrons, and this electron has negative charge on them. So electrons are negatively charged and they have negligible mass. What do we mean by negligible mass? It means that their masses are insignificant. The mass of each electron is too small to be recognized. Then the protons, if you look at the protons are represented with this red positively charged icon. So protons are positively charged and each proton has the mass of 1. That means if an atom has 2 protons, that 2 protons have the mass of 2, sorry. Then if you look at the third item there, the third particle is the neutron. And if you look at the neutron, it has no charge and it has the mass of 1. Each neutron has the mass of 1. That means if you have 1 neutron, the mass is 1. If you have 2 neutrons, the mass of the neutrons is 2. So if we already know this, then what is atomic number? Atomic number of an element is simply the number of protons in the nucleus of the atom of that element. For instance, this is the structure of an atom of an element. If you look at this structure, we have 2 protons inside, 2 positively charged particles inside. Because of that, this atom has 2 protons. And since it has 2 protons, the atomic number is 2. If you look at this structure here, this atom here has only 1 proton. Because it has only 1 proton, the atomic number is 1. And that is why this is called hydrogen atom. Remember your first 20 elements. They are arranged according to their atomic number. That is why hydrogen came first. Hydrogen comes first in your first 20 elements because the atomic number is 1. And the atomic number is 1 because it has only 1 proton. So if that is true, then this is a helium atom because the atomic number of helium is 2 because helium has 2 protons in the nucleus of the atom. So if you look at this structure here, the structure here has how many protons? 12 protons inside. And because of that, the atomic number is 12. That is why this is called magnesium atom. Because in your first 20 element, the 12th element is magnesium. Then this is another structure that has 8 protons. It has how many protons? 8 protons. So the atomic number is 8. So this is oxygen atom. Then I want you to note that the atomic number is the number of protons. In a normal atom, the number of protons is equivalent to the number of electrons. Like if you look at this hydrogen, it has 1 proton, and because of that, it has 1 electron. So 1 positive charge and 1 negative charge. That is why this is neutral. But that doesn't mean the number of electrons is atomic number. No, the atomic number is number of protons. Look at this. This has atomic number 2 because the number of protons is 2. And in a normal atom, the number of protons is equivalent to the number of electrons. So because this has 2 protons, this will also have 2 electrons. That is why this is neutral. It is not charged. Okay? That is why this is a neutral atom. But note, atomic number is not the number of electrons. Atomic number is the number of protons in an atom. Then, having known this, let's talk about mass number. What is the mass number of an element? The mass number, also known as atomic mass, is also known as atomic mass. It is the mass of the nucleus. The mass of what? The nucleus. And inside the nucleus of an atom, what can we find there? We can find the protons and the neutrons. That is why mass number is the sum of the protons and the neutrons in an atom. So the mass number of this atom is the sum of the protons and the neutrons in this atom. That is why to get the mass number of an element, you add the number of protons and number of neutrons in the atom of that element. For instance, in this structure, find the mass, this is helium atom. Find the mass of helium atom above. If you have to find the mass of this atom here, you already know that atomic mass is equals to number of protons plus number of neutrons. Therefore, here we have 2 protons and 2 neutrons. Therefore, atomic mass is 2 plus 2. 2 for proton, 2 for neutron, which will give us 4. Atomic mass of helium is 4. So that's how you get the atomic mass of any atom of any element at all. Then, because of the questions we see in WAEC, that's why I brought out this concept. If you see something like this anywhere, it means X here represents an element, an unknown element. A, superscript A, represents atomic mass. Y, subscript Z, that's the Z here, represents atomic number. So A represents atomic mass, Z represents atomic number, while X represents the element in question. So for instance, you have oxygen here with 16 on top, 8 down. 16 on top here represents atomic mass, while this represents atomic number. So oxygen has the atomic mass of 16 and atomic number of 8. Example, given Na, which is sodium 2311, find I, the number of protons, II, the number of neutrons, III, the number of electrons. So if you look at this, you already said that A on top, 23 on top represents atomic mass, while 11 represents atomic number. So the first question says the number of protons. Find the number of protons. What does number of protons mean? Number of protons is the atomic number. So the number of protons here is 11, because number of protons simply means atomic number. So the second one is the number of neutrons. Remember, mass number is equals to number of protons plus number of neutrons. We know the mass number from this representation here. You know that the mass number is 23. So we have 23, and the number of protons from here is 11. So we have 11 plus neutron. This is what we are looking for. I represent neutron with N0 because neutron is not charged. It's 0 charge, right? Okay. So if you have something like this, making neutron the subject of formula, you have N equals to 23 minus 11. So the number of neutrons in the atom of sodium is 12. Okay? The third question says, find the number of electrons. The number of electrons here is 11. Why? Because remember what I told you, that in an atom, the number of protons is equivalent to the number of electrons. Hope you understand. Okay. I would like you to go through this study question. Try your hands on it. We have 3 study questions here. and see if you can get the answers I have at the right hand side. Solve it and let me know what you get. If you have any question, you have to private chat me and ask me your question. Thank you.